Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world. My name's Brett Evan. Welcome to Envision Racing League. I thought today, while I did some testing around the Daytona road course for round 4 of the Envision Racing League TCR Gt7 Championship, I thought I'd give you some time to devote a bit of my time to explain how this works and why everything is sort of in play. So the GT7 TCR League runs on a Sunday for New Zealand races and Australia, Oceania I suppose you could say it is, and Saturday night for European, UK, and Saturday evening for the US department. Basically what this championship is the more touring car spec Group 3 vehicles such as the Hyundai Genesis, which you can see I am currently running, the Alfa Romeo, the BMW Z3, the Z4, the Toyota Supra, the Lexus RC14, the Peugeot, I can't remember the full depth of what the Peugeot was called, but in any case it's more touring car spec. Next season we will be introducing the Subaru BRZ, which was a new addition to Gran Turismo 7 as part of an update. So we've conducted 3 races so far in the championship. I'll give you guys a rundown of the results of those races. The first 2 races of the championship saw us at the Tokyo Expressway South Inner Loop, and it was a perfect weekend for yours truly, taking the first 2 race wins of the season and cleaned up the weekend, leaving me with a perfect 300-point weekend, and that was over a few other drivers who I will list off in time. Round 2 saw us go to Dragon Trial Seaside for the Dragon Trial Seaside Super Sprint, races 3, 4 and 5. We did change the number of races for the weekend as opposed to a huge gap between races, which was a bit awkward for the first race of the first 2 races of the season. I won the first race, the reverse grid race, and then it was Lewis Forshaw, who is an F1 driver, in the Lexus taking out race 3. And then from there I had an 81-point championship lead going into round 3 at the Monza Super Sprint, where I was able to take out race 1 there, Lewis race 2 the reverse grid, and then of course I finished it up with the win in the feature race. How it all works, well, we have 3 races across the weekend. All 3 are verdict by qualifying. The first race is qualifying with the fastest car naturally taking pole position and going on from there. The sprint race reverse grid is obviously where the qualifying takes place, but it then determines the grid by the slowest car taking pole position for that race, and the fastest guys will be at the back. And then the feature race is our longer event with 1 compulsory pit stop, though as of late, the last couple of races, we've found that the tyre wear and fuel burn haven't been completely good enough for a 1 stop, so 2 stops have been conducted in these championship races. So strategy has been a huge playing point in how these races are conducted over the course of those 20 laps. So these races are all conducted with 2 10-lap sprint races with no compulsory pit stops, and then a 20-lap race with a compulsory pit stop or more if you can't make it to the end. Unfortunately, our number of attendants hasn't been the flashiest. We've got 10 registered drivers. I think it's 11 registered drivers, but we've only had a maximum of 5 turn up. So we know that 2 of the drivers don't yet have the game, but they are expected to have it by the Austrian the Red Bull Ring Super Sprint, which I believe is after this round that we're currently going to be at Daytona. So with that much said and done, I'm going to... Well, actually, just before I do, for those who want to know where to find this channel, I have said it countless times in the F2 division commentary. It is on my Twitch channel, B_Evans_97. I'm hoping that at some point, at least maybe at Season 2, we'll have commentators to be able to commentate through these races, and of course F1 as well. So it's a bit of an ERL update for you, but now without further ado, let's go on track and show you the car. So here we have the Hyundai Genesis Group 3 car. Actually, I'm just going to quickly alter something because something's not quite going to plan here. I just want to also double check to see this is transmitting sound, because if not, I've done a whole heap of just looking at a screen talking about absolutely nothing. So I'm just going to have a looking at a screen talking about absolutely nothing. So I'm just going to have a... Okay, so we're good there, and sorry for if there was a reverberation there. So I just want to put the audio into my headset so I can hear it better. So okay, so we're back in business. So we're here on board, like I said, with the Group 3 Hyundai Genesis, the number 97 Sony Hyundai racing team car. Beautifully presented Hyundai, probably one of my best liveries I've done in a while, and of course the red number indicating that I am the championship points leader. So here's a running lap around the Daytona road course. So I don't know if you would really consider this turn 1, but any which way, we head into the first turn, major braking turn. Oh, now I just hit an invisible wall. Either which way, into turn 1, try and get the car to pivot through these fast series of corners, get you presented up, ready for this nice hairpin bend. If you can get the car in nice and gingerly, you should be able to get the power down early. Of course, I don't run traction control in this car. I don't know much about the other competitors, but I know for a fact that I don't use traction control, and it actually makes it easier to run through. So again, into another hairpin bend that I'm probably being a bit shallow for, but usually I can't commentate and drive at the same time, so if my driving's a little shoddy, that's why. But then we come into here, which leads you back onto the oval part of the circuit. You can see that they use bollards to sort of stop people from being too greedy on the entry into the oval section. Sweeping through this corner at 240 kilometers an hour, keeping the foot firmly planted to the floor, keep it hard pressed. And then this, I'm not sure how we're going to approach this, but we'll try it anyway. So we're going to get on the brakes, third gear, and then just fly the car through, a bit of a lift, and through. I don't think I've set the penalties on, so I'm not 100% sure if that was legible or not, but in any which way, around the last bend to complete the lap. I don't think this is going to be too impressive, to be honest, but what we'll do after this is I'll go quiet and do one full lap in aggression. So sit back, relax, and turn up your monitors or speakers. There we have it, one flying lap around the Indianapolis circuit. Now we'll just see what this time is, see if it's a pretty massive improvement, 47.2. I'm pretty sure I could probably go faster. There was a few areas where I wasn't quite sure where to push and where to be conservative, so obviously plenty of room to work with. in my comment section. Michael Poland and Jordan Dittmar. So obviously Jordan is a racer in this championship. Michael isn't. He probably could be if he's got the game. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm not completely sure, but so the one thing about this circuit that I have come to notice more than anything else is that it is very bumpy. So the characteristics of this circuit is just, you know, unparalleled. It's like, I wouldn't necessarily go to say it's as great as the Bathurst Mount Panorama circuit or somewhere like Fuji Speedway, but it's very synonymous among the American crowd. Of course, it is host to the Le Mans the Daytona 24-hour, the Daytona 500 for the NASCARs, and yeah, Jordan's got the game. He races in this series. Jordan is actually second in the championship after the last round. So Jordan's done a very good job, as he's part of my team as well. So he's been helping us on the team's championship rise up. So it's been a very interesting season in regards to the racing levels. Everyone's been very committed and very hard racing. You know, at first it was sort of a runaway for me, especially after the first two rounds, and then everyone stepped the game up heading into round two, where obviously I was getting challenged for more race wins every now and again. I can admit a couple of these races were handed over to me, but in its essence, you know, we come into this round, I'm not feeling overly confident about this track at the moment, in this car, as the car at the moment, but obviously within time I'll be able to understand these bumps and sort of get the car to be a bit more stable in terms of, as you'll probably be able to see it from my Ghost. Look at that, you can just see how bumpy the circuit is, and it probably is also undulating. Actually that's probably, that definitely isn't that definitely wasn't ideal, but you get the picture anyway. So it's a circuit that's going to be very demanding on the tyres, I think. I can already see that the tyres are taking a hit. What about the fuel? Fuel-wise is actually not looking too bad, so this track's probably not going to be much of a fuel game, but more of a tyre game. So you're going to expect to see a bit of playing around with the car and how you drive it, because obviously if you drive it too aggressively, you're going to burn your tyres up, and there's probably a huge significance in tyre degradation from this game to F1. So I suppose with F1, when your tyres wear off, you don't really feel the difference until they're absolutely off the cliff. But with these cars in particular, you only probably get maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps on a set of tyres, and you know, of decent life, and then maybe even before that, maybe about 3 or 4 laps, and you can initially tell the difference. Now watch, I'll show you again. So I'll try and do a lap while commentating, just to make a point, but you can see that the car's not as responsive, and that was at a normal braking zone. So the one thing that you've got to adapt, you've got to learn to, with these cars in particular, is you've got to adapt to the change in braking. So as the tyres go down, your brake markers are going to start changing, your level of acceleration is going to start changing, and you've got to figure out, you know, where do I get the power down, where do I get the turn in. So you can see that with this particular corner here, you can actually get in quite deep on the brakes, but your exit needs to be so tight, otherwise you're just going to get fed out into the grass. Obviously with tracks like Monza, with the very tight first turn, you just don't want to be able to, you really don't want people going down the inside of you, because it just throws your game off. But you know, with this circuit you can just see so much potential. I think if I got my head down and really put in a decent lap where I just push for performance, I think a low 46, maybe a 45 could be on the cards. But it's very, you know, I don't tend to do a lot of practice up until the actual race weekend start. God, I'm not even going to answer that one, Michael. I am not going to answer that one. But for those who are watching who don't know about the league and its general nature, Envision Racing League, like I say, we're in round 4 of both the F1 and the Gt7 Championship. Obviously our F1 division's alright in terms of numbers, we just got to get them consistently showing up. Oh, but yeah, so you got to be careful here when if you're not completely confident on your braking, the bump's actually going to knock you offline, so you're going to have to be careful with that as you come through. And as you can see now, the car, you can just hear the tyres chattering because there's just no more grip. So yeah, this track's definitely going to be a tyre game, and yeah, how you approach it's going to be the real talking point. So I'll just finish this lap off. I'll just finish this lap off and bring it into the pits, and then we'll call this video a close. So I just want to thank anyone who's been watching and listening in on the information that we've presented. Obviously we do go racing again this weekend at the Hungrier ring for round 4 of the F1 Championship, and of course we come here for round 4 of the TCR Championship. There will be some big news in line for the TCR Championship that will come along in another video, maybe even this time next week. Maybe I might make this into a frequent weekly video update for league updates and all that sort of stuff. It actually could be a very well investment. If anyone's around at the time, could have some special guests. So lots of space for burnouts. Oh well, we'll see, Jordan. We will see. Now, I just want to see where the pit lane is. So, oh yeah, just here. So, wait, is this just gonna? No, we haven't yet, Michael. We're hoping to see one soon enough. But anyway, we'll get into that one next week. 47.2 is the best time currently set on this car. And for those who are watching who are probably asking, is that balance of performance? It's not. But I have tuned the car to be the same weight and the same horsepower as the car in the balance of performance system. So it's as close to the balance of performance car as you can see. In fact, here we get a good shot of the car. So we'll just have a look at this and show you the track from a depth perception. So like I say, it's probably one of my best liveries I've done on a car that's not representative of a current Australian supercar livery. Next season there's a big announcement for the team, but I won't release that information until after round 7. So there's been a few leaks of the information, but I just want to, it didn't look like it, but it felt like I had hit an invisible wall. But in any which case, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you this weekend at the Hungrier ring for the F1 and here at Indianapolis Road course for the championship. Thanks for watching. Take care.